5. He mutually agreed to cancel his contract with LAFC in January, and he now plays his football in China. Jones was born in Ghana but emigrated to the United States as a teenager.
Sporty FM.
He rose through the ranks at the Philadelphia Union and later played for Nashville SC, Houston Dynamo, Charlotte FC, and most recently with Columbus Crew. Jones has made 131 league appearances in his career. Yeboah is a graduate of the Right to Dream Academy and originally hails from Accra, Ghana. He joined Man City in 2014 and went on loan to a number of sides, eventually landing at Wisla Krakow before being transferred to the Crew before the 2022 season. With the Crew, he matured into one of the best left wing backs in the league, winning the MLS Cup with Columbus in 2023. So that is the story of Yeboah. This was announced by the Major League Soccer or the MLS yesterday.
Well, that's an interesting one. You know, when you follow the story, you realize that
Sporty FM.
investigations had been going on for a very long time. Between 2024 and 2025 seasons, they were under the radar of investigators. Okay. And you look at how consistent these guys were for their club sides and how they played regularly. It was always going to be very easy for you to figure out some of the betting patterns if you're an investigator. And so I'm not surprised that some of these revelations have come out at this point. What we know is just a tip of the iceberg. But I'm sure if investigators were to put out game by game play by these players, I'm sure it will be quite a catalogue. But when it comes to protecting the integrity of the sport in certain jurisdictions,
this is Sporty FM, the voice of sports.
It is so the punishment for breaching integrity rules is so heavy-handed. It's so drastic that you will not even dream of attempting anything like that. And it's always punishment that should serve as a deterrent to others who would want to do same. Okay. So I'm not surprised that they've received this very harsh ban or this harsh sentence. And rightly so. When you do things to throw the name of the game into disrepute or, you know, to undermine the credibility of a league like the MLS, of course, you are not going to be forgiven. In fact, anyway, recently we saw the Turkish also crack down on betting in their game. The Chinese have always had issues with it. They found a way to tighten the loose ends. And I think that for a system, or you know, even recently in the USA, NBA players were arrested for alleged match fixing issues. So Nathan, it's something that very good systems are trying to figure out, investigate, and administer the appropriate punishment for culprits. And so it's good news that some of these things are coming out. For Yeboah and Jones, who are Ghanaians, it is sad that they found themselves in this kind of situation. But it's a lesson to everybody, every professional footballer out there. You know the rules are set, the rules are well cut out for you. You are not supposed to engage in things like this, and so just stay away from it. It's as simple as that. Once you are caught in the net, definitely the appropriate sanctions would be meted out, and you could be on the receiving end of possibly a career-ending ban. And for Yeboah, he's lucky that I think a week or two ago he signed for Chinese side Qingdao Hainui. I think they have ignored whatever red flags the player may have come with and decided to just give him the opportunity to play, and he scored a goal for them recently. So I mean, Yeboah is fortunate to now be attached, but Jones, as we speak, is still yet to find a club. I wish all of them well. But Nathan, these are very important lessons for a lot of players. This is a no-no. Don't bet. Footballers are not allowed to bet on games. Whether it is basketball, whether it is swimming, whether it is Formula 1, whether it is boxing, you are not supposed to take part in gaming. And so, I mean,
Sporty FM.
if you are caught, if you fall foul of the law and you are caught, Nathan, you know the punishment. And, you know, you look at the investigations and all, and you ask yourself, you know, if this had happened in this system, how well would they have done with the investigations? Because, I mean, last time we had a similar incident. It involved Ashgold and Champion and the likes. I don't know how much work was done to actually arrive at the bottom of the matter that indeed, based on the forensics, based on betting patterns and all, indeed, Ashgold were involved in, you know, something untoward with regards to betting and all. I mean, I don't know how all of that ended, but we know Ashgold were punished.
They were
for whatever happened. Champion was punished and all. So, I mean, it just speaks to another layer of investigations. Our local players, do they engage in bets? What does the law say? Does the FA allow them? Does the rules that govern their game, does it allow them to be taking part in bets? All of those things. I mean, I'm sure, of course, they are barred from doing that. But if they do,
This is Sporty
over a period,
FM,
are you
the
able
voice
to
of
track them
sport.
down? Are you able to figure it out and punish them appropriately if need be? Because, Nathan, today in Ghana, you would not rule out betting being one of the sources of employment. Whichever way you look at it, betting has become a source of employment for young men today. And almost everybody is taking part. Almost everybody. I mean, because it's a poverty alleviation scheme. It has saved a lot of people. You see, in as much as it has done damage, it has still helped a lot of people. So you ask yourself, if you're a footballer and say your salary is delayed, you are not getting your salary as you expect, and all, can you log onto your betting portal on your phone and go and play games? Of course, you say the games don't concern you. I remember Ghana Premier League. If I play in the EPL, maybe they think that it's right, and a lot of them may be doing it.
Yeah.
How do you find them? How do you get that catch out of them before they even take it out?
Yeah.
So let's also see what we can do on this side of things. I mean, of course, the education will go on. Players don't bet. But if they do it secretly, how do you find them? So let's see how things go in the coming years for us. All of these things, like I said, would be lessons for the future. We can decide to take them. We can decide not to. But it will be in our best interest to make sure we protect the integrity of our game, and also we make sure that
Sporty FM.
our players do not disgrace the nation. Our players do not disgrace us with some of these things. Of course, Nathan, it is a money issue. Bet money, they'll tell you sweet. Lotto money, they tell you sweet. You understand? So, I mean, you would have to find a balance. There are moral issues, there are integrity issues, and there are financial issues, there are poverty issues. You have to look for where you want to stand. But as a footballer, the laws frown on it. Don't do it. In fact, any sportsman at all, right? Yes, basketball player, boxer, the law frowns on it. So just avoid it. It's rather unfortunate that they had to be caught in the USA, but that's a proper system for you.
Yeah, and you're saying that there was no way they would have escaped.
No, there's no way they would have escaped. Once, unless they were using false identities. But I mean, even that. Once your name comes under the radars, having a betting account, having played games, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3, I mean, does the law allow you to do anything like that? No. And so,
Sporty
before
FM.
far, you know, in systems, in proper systems, you can't get away with things like this. You can't. And we are sorry for them. Yeah, your boy has a lifeline. He's playing in China these days. We wish him well.
Anyway, 7:59. You can send your comments in 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. What do you make of this Yaya Boa story? The lifetime ban handed by the MLS. Yaya Boa plays in China these days, so As Ray said, he gave himself a bit of a lifeline. But let me know, 054-257-1061. And also, your thoughts on the home ban given to Hohoe United. They've been giving a 3-match home ban for misconduct. According to the GFA, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They failed to control players and fans. Okay, so let me know what you think. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. The Champions League is also on. We'll talk a bit about the Champions League a little later, because the UEFA Champions League is back. They are round of 16. The round of 16 round of 16 starts today. There are matches Tuesday night, which is tonight, and then there are matches on Wednesday. There's a big one. PSG and Chelsea will meet. We'll be at ANC Corner to give you that particular one. So join us tomorrow night at ANC Corner. It's a midweek special. Champions League action is on. Join us as we enjoy the Champions League, as we enjoy some great European football, because the round of 16 is here. Round of 16 is here. Let's go to the line. We've been joined by Francis Adoribo, Blackgate, we popularly call him. He's a member of the Hohoe United comms team, and he's joined us. We want to get how the club is feeling after this announcement came from the GFA. Francis, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Nathan and Raymond and all the listeners around the world.
How are you doing, Francis?
It's a Tuesday morning. It's not as beautiful as it's supposed to be because of a lot of things happening around the club.
Okay, let's get into the main matter. So the GFA announced that Hohoe United had been given a 3-match home ban, and it goes on to list the misdeeds of the club. This said that the incidents happened after that game involving Hohoe United and Vision FC. Now the club has been found guilty of not ensuring the safety of match officials. Some authorized people got into restricted areas. Supporters were throwing objects onto the pitch. What would be the club's reaction to the quote unquote crimes, quote unquote, listed by the GFA in the said game? I'm sure you were there. Can you just briefly explain to us how these incidents happened, what led to some of these things happening on the day?
Well, Nathan, I was actually at the Hohoe Sports Stadium where Hohoe United hosted Vision FC in the Ghana Premier League. Well, in my eyes, I was there. Everything unfolded before my eyes. The things I saw, without mincing words, it's the normal things that you go to the Ghana Premier League match venues to see fans agitated. They'll shout, they'll hail abusive words, 1 or 2 or 3 bottles who had been flown. But physically, Nathan, no one, and I quote, no one physically attacked any match official or any supporter of Vision FC. Not a single human being was physically attacked. Fans will be agitated, they'll show aggression, but no, security was beefed up to the extent that no one can even lay a hand on the center referee. I was there. I even spoke to the center referee myself. So personally, I am shocked at the decision of the disciplinary committee to ban the club from playing their next 3 home games at this crucial phase of the season. And you know, what is so shocking about the whole thing was, no evidence was sent to the club, no video, nothing for the club to confirm or defend themselves. All we saw was the verdict. And you know what this means? We are left with 9 games to end the Ghana Premier League season. The club is battling its way out of relegation. There was a statement win last week, Sunday, at the Takwatiani Park against the league leaders, Mediama, to take the club away from the 17th position to the 13th position. And we are bent on building on that. If you look at the club currently, in the last 4 rounds of games in the Ghana Premier League, they've won 3 games and drew 1. And you know, against clubs that doesn't come easy. They beat Nations FC, beat Samatex, beat Mediama, drew against Adriana. So the club is moving in the right direction, building some momentum to end the season properly. What this basically means, Nathan, is the fact that out of the 9 games left, Hohoe United were supposed to play their next 4 home games will be against their direct rivals in the relegation battle. Vision FC, Bechem United, Brekum Chelsea, and Basake Holy Stars. So they'll play 4 home games and 5 away games. Now, the ban means that out of the 9 games, they will play only 1 game at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. That will be against Basake Holy Stars. This is where we feel like this is too harsh. This is not a recurrent offense. This is the first time the club has been found with this. And if you met out this kind of punishment to the club, Nathan, it's too harsh. And in this crucial phase of the season, it's like you are trying to kill the club. You are trying to get the club relegated from the Ghana Premier League. I am not saying that if any club in the Ghana Premier League has done the wrong thing, or its fans has done the wrong thing, they shouldn't be punished. But we should look at the gravity of the punishment, and we should look at precedence. Has these things normally occur around the game centers, and what was the previous punishments that were meted out to such offenses? And you and I, we know exactly what happens in the Ghana Premier League, and it's a cause of concern for us as a club.
Okay, so the club is unhappy with what? The weight of the punishment, the severity of it, and based on the fact that Hohoe United are not repeat offenders, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. The thing here is, we've gone to play Ghana Premier League match day 19 in Wenchi against Young Apostles. On record, in that game, clear evidence of pitch invasion, supporters going onto the pitch during live play in the first half when we were leading the game by 2-0 to attack match officials, and it had to take last minute intervention of security people or some of their colleagues to haul them away. At halftime, Nathan, the game got halted for 35 to 40 minutes before the second half. The referees on record never had access to use even the changing rooms. They stayed on the pitch because they felt like their security wasn't properly handled, so they were not even going into the dressing room because they don't know what will happen to them. So they had to spend all this time on the pitch. And if you look at the videos that we have, you will not get less than 10 people on the pitch. Are all these people given accreditation to be in the inner perimeter during the recess? But up to date, no pronouncement, no verdict, no warning was meted out to them. So this is where we are coming from. That even if you are to punish us, give us the listening ears to defend ourselves, or even plead with you to look at the severity of the punishment. But if you do this to us, sanctioning us for 3 home games, basically making us to play 8 out of 9 matches to end the season away from the Hohoe Sports Stadium, then you should know how harsh this punishment is and what the ramifications of it at the end of the season. It might even get us relegated from the Ghana Premier League.
Okay, Francis, I just want to find out something. When the GFA take me through the process of this. One, did the GFA write to you to charge you and to hear your side of the story? Were you given the opportunity to respond before this punishment was given?
Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, I have not seen any of such. As far as I am concerned, I've not seen any of such.
Okay.
All I've seen was the punishment yesterday. But as of now, as I speak to you, I personally haven't seen any of such.
Okay. So what will be the next step for the club? Because from what you are saying personally you haven't seen anything from the FA that states that, first there was the charge and then you had the chance to respond and then they came back with this. So what is next? Will you be able to, is there an opportunity for an appeal? Is there an opportunity to try and state your defense?
Well, we are looking at the opportunity to appeal today to the disciplinary committee, and we'll put our grievances in there. All we are saying is they should look at the severity of the punishment. And the most important thing, they should give us a fair ground to be able to defend our case. And the punishment, even if they are going to punish the club, they should look at the precedents and say, okay, this club is not found of doing this. This is their very first time. So at least let's temper justice with mercy and then try to reduce the punishment. And if they are bent on taking us away from the Hohoe Sports Stadium, then what next? Where are they going to allow us to play? Is it at our alternative ground at the Kpando Sports Stadium? Is that it? Or any other thing? So we are not saying that the DC is wrong in their decision, but we are saying that they should look at the severity of the punishment and try to temper justice with mercy. Because on the grounds at which they are punishing the club, Nathan, I have seen worse in the Ghana Premier League. But that has gone under the radar.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it is the right thing, but at least I am telling you here that not a single human being was physically attacked at the Hohoe Sports Stadium during Hohoe United versus Vision FC.
Okay. In line with that, the GFA stated that one of your colleagues at the club, Agboche Elliott, who's described as the club's welfare officer, has been fined and warned by the GFA, and the FA is saying that he was found guilty of inciting violence towards match officials. What does the club have to say concerning this, the punishment that has been given to, or the warning that has been given to Mr. Agboche for his conduct as stated by the GFA in the said game?
Well, as a club, definitely we'll do in-house analysis. We'll look at the verdict. Any other person that has been called for line of punishment, the club will look at it. Definitely investigations will be carried out internally, because sometimes when things like this happen, you are supposed to learn from it so that it will not repeat itself going forward again. So definitely they will look at it. They will call Elliot to the DC of the club, speak to him, try to get his version of the story. Because if they say incite violence, did he personally go to tell people that come and attack somebody? Is it that he was hurling abusive words and people capitalize on that? It's a whole lot of things, Nathan. So we'll look at all these things before we go for the appeal, definitely at the end of the day.
Francis, before I let you go, let's just circle back to the very first, the major one, the home ban. Because when I asked you, you said you did, on the set day you did not see anything. I'm sure that is your personal perspective, that you didn't see anything untoward, right?
Yes, I was there. Fans were agitated. Mm-hmm. They will shout. They will hurl abusive words. You will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal water bottles being thrown, but like physical assault, punching somebody in the face, holding somebody to the ground, trying to kick someone in the tummy or any part of the body to harm the person. Nathan, I can tell you on authority, I have never seen a single portion of that thing being done at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. And I'll be so much interested in if they can show us a video to say that, okay, this person was heckled and punched at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Personally, I have not seen any one of them. I spoke to the referee on the day, Referee Kofi. I spoke to him eyeball to eyeball during the game, after the game. No one touched anybody. No one. Not even a single fan of Vision FC was attacked physically. So we are saying that, yes, we might falter in some of these things because the law is the law. But look at precedent. Look at us. Are we found of violating this law? Is it part of our DNA as a club? No. This is the very first time this thing is happening. So just temper justice with mercy and try to lower the punishment so that it will not be like they are trying to kill us. Because Nathan, the Ghana Premier League, the last 9 games or 10 games, it's tough. It's either you kill or you get killed. And if you are being asked to go and play 8 out of the 9 games from your home, then it's like your death warrant has been signed. Because if we are going to play against our direct rivals, look at the bottom of the league. I always said the mini league. Dreams FC are battling relegation. Bechem United are battling relegation. Brecum Chelsea battling relegation. Basake Holy Stars battling relegation. Hohoe United battling relegation. In our next 4 home games, we are supposed to play these 4 teams at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. So you should understand the permutations of what I'm talking about. Because on our home ground, we stand 70% opportunity of beating these teams at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. And the more you beat them, all the games are direct 6-point tests. The more you beat these teams, basically you survive relegation. So if you are taking this game away from us to a neutral ground, then the ramifications will be very huge come the end of the season. If we are not able to the home advantage counts in the Ghana Premier League because your supporters will support you to the core. So if they are taking these games away from you, then it's a problem. Because why is it that the verdict will come just after we've beaten Mediama in Takwa in a game that panditries are going around the win? Guys, it's a match of convenience. And I want to put this on record. In that game, as early as 42nd minute, Senati got red carded. Hohoe United had to play the entire second half with a man less. In that second half, they considered the first goal equalized, and then they had a penalty awarded against us. Felicien stepped up, played the penalty, hit the goalpost, and we cleared the ball. We dug deep into stoppage time when Felicien messed up, and then Francis Odum duly punished them for us to win. So we shocked everybody in this country. And if you look at that game critically, Nathan, you will not get less than 35 questionable decisions from referee Maxwell Hansen. You see, I'm so glad that people are not really even ready to talk about the performance of Maxwell Hansen on Sunday in Takwa. The things that Hohoe United went through to come out with that victory, it is one of the worst officiating decisions I have seen in the history of the Ghana Premier League. But we are not talking about that. It's so pathetic. But here we are. All we are saying is the disciplinary committee of the Ghana Football Association should look at the precedents. They should look at us as a club and try to temper justice with mercy. They should lower the sanction. That is all we are saying. But at the end of the day, I'm sure the club will appeal the decision.
Okay. All right. We'll wait to see what happens. But before you go, Raymond is here. Raymond says he has a question for you, Francis. So the next voice you hear will be Raymond's voice.
Francis, good morning.
Okay. Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, quick one. So Hohoe United, were they at any point in time served by the GFA or notified by the disciplinary committee of the GFA of the charges against them post that game at any point in time?
Well, Nathan, like I said earlier, as far as I am concerned personally, I haven't seen any charge sheet.
Okay.
Maybe they might have sent, maybe not. But as I speak to you right now, I haven't seen a charge sheet because, like you're saying, I know normally they'll send you a charge sheet and they'll ask you to respond.
Yes.
And sometimes they will even send you copies of the evidence against you so that you can clearly see that they know exactly what they are using to charge you.
Very well.
But on record, we've not been sent any videos or pictures of any sort of hooliganism, any sort of physical attack during the said game. I haven't seen anything of that sort. And I've spoken to 1 or 2 people around the club. The district committee have not sent them any videos, a set of videos or pictures to that effect as far as I am concerned this morning.
Well, we'll see how things play out. But, on the home advantage that you say is possibly being taken away from you. I mean, this season, if you look at the home performance, Hohoe United, out of 18 teams, on the league table, they are 16th in terms of the home points picked. I mean, you still believe that's a fortress for Hohoe United?
Well, if you look at, in January, there was a change of management where Coach Tijani left and Coach Gokildis took over. Under Coach Gokildis, in our last 2 games at the Hohoe Sports Stadium, the end of the season matters a lot to the survival of a club. What you do in the last 10 games in particular matters a lot if you are supposed to survive in the Ghana Premier League, the relegation or not. In the last 2 games, they beat Nations FC, they beat Salmatex, one of the toughest teams to beat away from home in the league. But they were able to do it. So we believe that the club is gathering momentum on its home patch. And in games against Bechem, in the first leg, they beat Bechem away. They got beaten in Brekum Chelsea. They got beaten by Dreams FC. They got beaten by Basake. So these are teams that are on our shoulders in the mini league. So it's either you kill or you get killed. It's just like you and I, we are coming to fight. And in this fight, it's either I kill you or you kill me. So your destiny is in your own hands, in front of your fans. Listen, Raymond, I guess you are getting where I'm coming from.
I get you. Yeah.
So that is it. So we are saying that, be it that you are punishing us, just look at this and try to simmer down a little bit on the sanction for us, because if we are going to play 8 games out of 9 away from the Hohoe Sports Stadium, then there's a problem for us, Nathan.
Right.
All right, Francis, we wish you the very best. We'll follow up and see, how the appeal goes and all of that. But I wish the team the very, very best. Still a lot of football left in the season, so we hope that things will go well for Hohoe United between now and the end of the campaign.
Absolutely, and I would like to say good morning to the big man, Honorable John Peter Mewu, the club founder, and Mr. Edem, the CEO of the club. It's not easy, but it's a battle to the end of the season, so the fight continues.
All right, Francis, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
So that was Francis Adboribo, aka Blackgate. He's a member of the comms team at Hohoe United, and they are reacting to the GFA's 3-match home ban that has been given to the club for misconduct, as it were. Misconduct. The GFA says that they incited violence, unauthorized people got onto the pitch, fans were throwing things onto the playing surface. So the GFA says that since they don't want them to do that again, they've been handed a 3-match home ban.
So, Nathan, when you go onto social media,
Yes.
the FA have this GFA regulatory actions page.
Yes.
So, on the 28th of January 2026, there was an update there.
Yeah.
And the update read, Hohoe United has been charged with multiple breaches of GFA Disciplinary Code 2019 enhanced. Okay, so it is alleged that Hohoe United FC failed to ensure safety of match officials, and that a club official and supporters of the club behaved inappropriately towards match officials during the said game. The club has until Friday, the 30th of January 2026 to respond to the charges. Same was communicated on Mr. Elliot Agboche. He was also charged on the same day, on the 28th of January 2026. So
Yes.
I want to believe the charge came earlier, but the update on that social media handle came on the 28th. So it means that procedurally and for any legal matter, you have to be served. I mean, that's standard practice.
It makes sense.
So I want to believe that the FA, before giving us this update via that handle, would possibly have done the needful. They would have done the needful. Whichever means they use to communicate whatever they want to communicate to clubs, I'm sure that process was followed. And that's why I had to ask Francis again that, as a club, did they not receive this charge? Because he said he personally didn't see.
Yes.
So if he didn't see personally, has he picked from the club themselves, maybe the general secretary of the club, or maybe whoever is in charge of day-to-day running of the club? Did he pick that communication from the FA? Because, and if they did they respond to the charges? You get me? And what would happen in this case is that if you don't respond to the charges, obviously, there'll be a default judgment against you.
Okay.
So, all of that would have to be a bit clear so that we would understand if indeed they haven't been given a fair chance. Because what I know is the window for clubs to be heard is that avenue for you to respond to the charge that has been put against, that has been leveled against you. And so I don't know. It's a bit difficult not knowing whether they were served or not served, and if there was a response or there was no response. That's where we are hanging a bit when it comes to that. So it'll be difficult for us to go on to say where the FA were harsh, the FA were not harsh. But look, later, a 3-match ban plus 30,000 CDs is good. I mean, it serves as a deterrent for other clubs who would want to do same. Look, getting to this time, at this point in time in the season, I think that a lot of these things would come up. And I want to believe the FA want to stamp it out before it gets to the head. You understand? And so, I mean, we've all been complaining about the fact that, 5,000 CD fines, the clubs can pay, 2,000 CD fines, the clubs can pay, giving them 1 month home suspension, they'll come back the following week and play their football. I see how Francis has explained it. It's going to be hard hitting. 9 games to go. You play 8 games away from home and play just 1 at home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to bite them hard. This is the kind of punishment you want to give clubs. You understand? So that others will not try to.
It has to hurt.
Yeah, it has to hurt. You know, it has to hurt so that other clubs will not want to repeat same. You know, I have a soft spot for Hohoe United.
Yes,
but you see, the law is the law. Did the fans misbehave? Did a section of the supporters attack the referee? What attack would not possibly mean physically. I mean, all sorts of things can be done. If the referee felt he was in a difficult place, if the referee felt that his safety was not guaranteed, I mean, that is an attack. You know, so I want to believe that, look, something did go on. They won the game. Hohoe United won the game. They could have gone home peacefully without any stress. But whatever they were trying to protest against, you know, has brought them into the soup. And so maybe they'll need some talking to in their final home game of the season. I think that last game that they'll be playing at home, I think that they should do some, that their fans need some talking to. They should just comport themselves. And if a club administrator is also charged in the same manner as somebody who was inciting supporters to misbehave, then clearly, I mean, there were issues on match day. So maybe they should appeal. Maybe they could get the home suspension reduced to 1 or 2. But the punishment must stand. The FA must uphold this punishment. And a lot of clubs must understand that, look, if you are playing in the Premier League and our fans misbehave, it comes back to bite us. It comes back to hurt us. So let's sensitize the supporters on how to behave at match fairness. It helps everybody. Look, Hohoe United played a very difficult Division 1 season, winning all their games at home. Okay. They dealt with very, very difficult circumstances. I remember there was one game they played here in Accra. There were calls to me to make sure the referee officiated the game in a very fair way because people had interest in that game. Yeah, absolutely. No, it was, I don't know if it was Atram Divisa. It was this game. That was a very important game played here, you know. And so I'm saying that.
Immortal is telling me that the club was served, but it looks like they pleaded not guilty.
Okay.
That's what Immortal is saying. And if Immortal is telling us, then.
Yeah, so the club was served.
Yes.
And their response was they pleaded not guilty.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. So they had their day in court, really. And based on their plea, the DC went ahead to rule on the matter. Is that correct?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yes. And so if they have any other response, if they have any other consents, just like Francis said, the appeal is in order. They should appeal the decision and wait for the outcome of that particular appeal. But, I mean, Nathan, we want sanity in our league, we want discipline in our league, we want order in our league. And so, when the punishments come, it must be hard-hitting. And I like this one. I like the look and feel of this one. You know, Francis doesn't like it, of course. It hurts his club. He wants to play at home. He wants to play in front of their fans. They feel Hohoe is a fortress for them. Yes, of course. But these are the kind of punishments we want. Heavy on the pocket, heavy on the club in terms of where they play their games. And we'll be on the right path.
Let me go to the line. Michael Asaibedu is joining us. Let's get his thoughts on this and other Ghana Premier League matters we'll get into. Michael, good morning. Can you hear me? How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good.
Yes. Your thoughts on this update concerning Hohoe United, a 3-match home ban, 30,000 CD fine. It looks like the club is unhappy with the decision because there are how many games left? About 8 or 9, and they are not going to play 3 of that at home. And so the club feels that this is just too strong for them to bear.
Well, I think it's in order, and I agree with Raymond as per the sanctions that has been dished out to Hohoe United. As to whether the matter did happen, yes, it did. Verifiable sources have confirmed that there was actually crowd disturbance in that home game against Vision FC. Even prior to the game, during the pre-match technical meeting, there were issues. One official of Hohoe United made a wild allegation against the referee who had been appointed to officiate the encounter, Gideon Nikofi. The allegation stemmed around the point that Nikofi and some other referees were on the payroll of some clubs, and they were in there to do their bidding. The referee took strong objection to that, and then he demanded a retraction of that statement and then an apology. This was what transpired during the pre-match technical meeting. So when it did happen that the game ended 2-2, a result that did not really go down well with the home fans, then there was crowd trouble. The attacks were not directed towards the away team, Vision FC. It was geared towards the referee and his other assistants, to the extent that the police had to intervene, and then they had to escort them off the field of play. So clearly, something like this happened. Now, when incidents like this happen, the GFA's disciplinary committee will assess documents from sanctioned officials, the match commissioner, and then the referee. And their report will be submitted. They will review those materials, and then they will take the necessary steps. And one was to sanction, charge Hohoe United, and then provide an avenue for them to come up with their defense, which they did, and Immortal has confirmed. And they denied that something like that happened. But the evidence available, as per the official report submitted by the referee and the match commissioner, pointed towards something like that. And definitely, it meant that they had even not showed up to display honesty. And that is how come we are seeing whatever punishment that has been dished out to them. And is it the first time? Is it just an instance? Let's not forget, as we speak, Hohoe United has once again been charged by the FA, and again for crowd trouble, for violations of the GFA Disciplinary Code, Article 16, 2B, which speaks to throwing of objects onto the field. In their game against Amateurs, it was a game that they won, but again, as per the charge sheet, supporters threw objects onto the field of play towards the match officials. So it looks like it is a trend. It is something that they do. And if they've been punished, yes, fine. If they have enough or credible evidence to back their case that they are not guilty of the charges from the FA, they can put together their defense appeal, and let's see what happens from it. But from what I have heard from witnesses, clearly something like that happened, and it's in order that the FA sanctions them for such trouble.
Well, we'll see how things go for Hohoe United. Now, for those who are interested, this is how the rest of the season looks like for Hohoe United. They are away at Swedru All Blacks, and then they play at home to Dreams. They face Wonders on the road, host Bechem United, go to Asante Kotoko, host Brekum Chelsea. Then they go to Gold Stars, then they host Holy Stars, and then they close out the season in Pando. The final game of the season that they will play will be against Pando Heart of Lion. So that's what the rest of the season looks like from a Hohoe United perspective. So they will have to see how they can navigate the rest of the season. Remember, 3 games will not be played at home. Their next 3 games. So those are the games against Dreams, Bechem, and Brekum Chelsea. They need to find a different place to go and host those particular games. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send in your comments 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. We'll talk Champions League a little later. But let's close out the Ghana Premier League chapter of this morning show with a very interesting a soundbite, right? This was an interview. I'll try and get who did the interview. Mo Shaban. Yes, Mo Shaban. So Mo Shaban interviewed some very young Hearts of Oak fans. And Immortal said now they are part of the Catch Them Young thing. Okay, all right. So Mo Shaban interviewed some young football fans on Accra Hearts of Oak and their home form, right? Their home form. The home form that has not been too good. This is what the young fans had to say.
4 matches at home. Hearts of Oak are yet to win. I'm sure you are not happy.
Please, yes. If they did not win their next 3 matches or 4 matches, we won't come again. We don't like the draw or from when they win against Kotoko, the rest draw, lose, draw, lose. We don't like that scores.
So you people are telling Heart of Oak players that you don't like draw.
Not come here again. We will sing 90 minutes. We will not get anything. No, only goal. Only 0 goal. We will not get any goal. So when they do that, we will not come again.
That's what you are saying.
Please, yes.
Are you telling the players?
Yes.
Especially who?
Hamza is our striker and Mauluwayo.
That they should score.
Yes.
So the next game, if they don't score, you will not come.
We won't come. There are 2 home matches. We won't come. So if they do not score, we will not come.
It looks like you people are very worried.
Yes.
Everybody is worried.
Yes.
And that if you come and the team don't score, you don't feel happy.
No. We want the match we played against 11 Wonders, 3-0. We want it to be going on 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 1-0, 2-0. If only one draw, we like it.
What's your final message to the Heart of Oak team?
My final message is, if they do not score, we won't come. We won't come cry.
So the next home game, you people are not coming?
Yes, if they do not score, they are away.
Okay, so you are giving them the game against Heart of Lions.
Yes.
They should win that game before you come for the next home game.
Please, yes.
All right, so that's from the Oak Seed, right? So message from the Oak Seed, right?
Please,
to the entire team.
Please,
just win the game against Heart of Lions.
Then
that is the message. Win Heart of Lions before the Oak Seed comes for the next home game.
Please, yes.
So when they draw, you won't come.
We won't come.
When they lose,
we will not come. That's one day forever. We won't come again
until they beat Heart of Lions.
Yes.
That's the message from the Oak Seed. That Heart of Oak should beat Heart of Lions in Kando before, but it's a difficult game.
Please, we don't care about that. This must be the win. They could win. So if they draw against Pando, we don't care. But they do not win. So if they do not win against Pando, we will not come again.
Are you not putting too much pressure on the team because Pando Heart of Lions are also not in a very good position?
Please, no, I'm not putting pressure on them, but they should win that match.
All right, that's from the Oak Seed. Heart of Oak beat Heart of Lions before you see your family here to enjoy the game. Thank you very much.
You see,
Do you know why I'm laughing?
no.
The eloquence of, I like that, the forthright nature of the, he says, look, go and win that game.
Yes.
And then my favorite part of the interview, when they were asked which players are they specifically warning,
Very direct.
Hamza and Mauli.
He knows the culprits. But Nathan, it's a very funny matter, you know. But it's very worrying that for a club like Hearts of Oak,
Yeah.
if you look at the form table or the numbers, the numbers table, and you look at where they sit on the home form table, it is worrying. Hearts of Oak are in position number 17. They are only better than, and I'm saying this, they are only better than 11 Wonders.
You're talking about what? The form table. Hold on.
The home form
The
table.
home form table.
Hearts of Oak are only better than 11 Wonders. Relegation threatened 11 Wonders. Who have won just 2 games at home this season. Drawn once and lost 10 of their 13 games. Hearts of Oak have played 12 games. You have won 4, drawn as many as 7, and have lost just once at home. But they sit in position number 17, having picked up 19 points from the 12 games they've played. Clearly, they don't sit well. They don't sit pretty. Now look at the teams above them. The Hohoe United, who are on 19 points. They sit 16th. The Swedru All Blacks, 21 points. Young Apostles, 22. And then when you come from the top, Vienna Gold Stars on 32 points. Holy Stars, 29. Karela, 29. Samatex, 29. Nations, 29. Mediama, 28. Bechem, 28. Dreams, 26. Adriana, 26. Heart of Lions, 25. Now, Nathan, if you look at a team like Hearts of Oak, and they sit this low in that chart, it's worrying. Because for a team that is expected to be challenging for the Premier League title, your home run should be solid. And then on the road, you try to find a way to pick points. Or if you can win, you win games. Hearts of Oak rather have a super away record and a very terrible home run. If Hearts of Oak had a very good home record, if Hearts of Oak had, if they were to be doing well at home, I'm sure Hearts of Oak easily would have been top of the Ghana Premier League table. They would easily have been top of the Ghana Premier League table, because the difficult test rather is when you go away. They are dealing with their away matches, but at home they are struggling. So Hearts of Oak just put together a fine run of results at home. Because you look at Hearts of Oak, in their last 4 home games, they've drawn all 4. And when you draw games, you know, some people say, look, it's better to lose than to draw. Because it does you a lot more damage. So out of a possible,
really? When you get 1 point as against nothing?
Sometimes, Nathan, sometimes, you know, you draw 4 games in a row. I would prefer losing 2 and winning 2 to drawing all 4.
Okay.
you get it?
Yes.
Because you pick up more points when you lose 2 and you draw and you win 2 than when you draw all 4. You know, that has been the bane of Hearts of Oak this season at home. And the earlier they sorted this thing out, the better for them, because they don't sit pretty on the home form at all. And it could have been their season if they were able to manage very solid performances at home. It's worrying. It's very worrying. And, you know, the little boy is not wrong. I mean, Hearts of Oak have issues.
Says that they've been drawing. Now, Hearts' last 5 home games, if you go from recent to oldest, goalless with Holy Stars, goalless with Bekum Chelsea, goalless with Bechem United, goalless with Dreams. I watched that game on TV. Yeah. And then they beat Samatex by a goal to nil. This was on Boxing Day 2025. Boxing Day 2025. Let me bring Michael in. Michael, I'm sure you listened to the young chap there, very forthright, giving Hearts of Oak an ultimatum that if they don't beat Bando Heart of Lions, the youngings will not come to the stadium to support them. Is that a fair demand to make on Hearts of Oak? And what are your own thoughts about their home form? Very wretched home form this season for Accra Hearts of Oak.
Let me start with how you ended. And this is, Raymond has spoken at length about their general home form. But the fact is, Hearts of Oak have not scored a goal at home in the GPL in the year 2026. And we are in the 3rd month. We are in March of 2026. In the entirety of 2026, Hearts of Oak have yet to produce a goal in their home matches in the Ghana Premier League.
That's staggering. That's very shocking.
Exactly. So that goes to explain the frustrations of the fan. So it means if they started coming to the stadium this year, at the beginning of this year, they have not seen their team score a league goal at home. If these young fans started going to the stadium under this initiative of Catch Them Young, if they started making trips to the stadium from this year, from the start of this year, January 2026 to date, as at the time that the young fan was speaking, then Hearts of Oak have yet to score a goal for them to see. That is one. In the entirety of this season, Hearts of Oak have played 12 home games. They have scored more than 1 goal once this season, and that came in the 2-2 draw against Bibiani Gold Stars. And that was on October 26th of last year, 2025. So in 12 home matches, Hearts of Oak have failed to score in 7 of the 12 matches, which is like 60-65% of their home games. Hearts of Oak have failed to score a goal in this season's Ghana Premier League at home. Then of the other home games that they've scored in, they've only scored more than 1 goal once, and that was against Bibiani Gold Stars. The rest have been just a goal, just a goal, just a goal. In fact, if you are to expand the conversation to the last year, if you combine last season and this season, then it means Hearts of Oak have scored multiple home goals.
The voice of sports.
3 times. 3-1 against Accra Lions, 2-0 against Young Apostles last season, and then 2-2 against Gold Stars this season. And then this season, of the players who have registered their names on the score sheet for Asafok in the league, they are 10 in number. Only 2 have produced multiple goals, and they are Mauli Wayo and Hamza Issa, scoring 5 goals and 4 goals each. So it is that bad in terms of their scoring record in the league, whether away or home. But in a league that is hugely dominant for home teams, you expect that even if Asafok were not having a good scoring run in their away games, it will be a different picture in their home matches. But it looks like in the case of Asafok, it is even worse for their home matches as compared to their away matches. So what are the issues? I think they are multifaceted. The issue of personnel. I think Asafok came into this season without the right personnel in terms of goal poachers. Hamza Issa, Mauli Wayo were the same players in the team last season, of which we all complained that Asafok we need to improve the attack. In improving the attack, they brought on board Abra Aduku. They added some other attacking players, hoping that it would change how things were for them offensively. But it's basically not helped. And it's still the same Mauli Wayo, Hamza Issa, who are the main goal-getters for the club. So it means they did not really address that issue of personnel in the team. They were partly not helped by a transfer ban that was imposed on them for 3 windows. And then again, they were not helped by the period where they were allowed to add on to the team and the players that they brought on board. I think for once, Asafok will need to address this issue when their transfer ban expires. They will need to address the issue of personnel. They don't have the right personnel in terms of attack to address this goal scoring issue for them. And it is not just about them, it runs through the league. If you look through the Ghana Premier League now, and then you assess the top scorers chart, we've played over 20 games in the league, and the top scorer in the Ghana Premier League has scored 10 goals, and that is Atakumi of BBN Gold Stars. So in playing over 20 matches and your top scorer has 10 goals, it clearly points towards the fact that there is a general problem of goal scoring in the Ghana Premier League. And Asafok is a microcosm of that general problem. They are just one part of it. BBN Gold Stars are chasing for the championship. They are the defending champions of the Ghana Premier League. And they have the top scorer in the league who has produced 10 goals. Okay, the table toppers are Midiema. And Midiema has one player in the top 10 for the top scorers in the Ghana Premier League, and that is Salim Adams. He scored 6 goals, which is just one more than Asafok's top scorer in the league, Mauli Wayo, who has scored 5. So if you make it typically a Asafok problem, I think you would miss out on the point that it is a general Ghana football problem. We are lacking goal poachers in our league. And Salim Adams is a midfielder. And of the goals he scored, some are penalties. Prince Treneboa of Holy Stars has scored 7. Then you have Opoku. Opoku started very well at the start of the season for Young Apostles. He scored 8 goals. But if you check his last 7-8 matches, he will not give you even 2 goals. Augustine Okra seems to have rediscovered his scoring module, but he had a very terrible run up front for Hohoe United at the start of the season. Emmanuel Ano has blown hot and cold. He has 9 goals, scored a goal just last weekend. But he went through another lengthy period of not scoring in the Ghana Premier League. So the league lacks consistent scorers, they lack credible goal poachers, and that is a general Ghana football issue that needs to be addressed. And even when is it that we have produced players who have scored loads in terms of goals or huge numbers of the number of goals, they go outside and they can't try. We have Dieusi Taylor, Yawano, we have Mbele Tuga, formerly of Asante Kodoko. They have scored goals, they've delighted fans, but the moment they step outside Ghana, they fail to replicate such scoring form. Not forgetting Stephen Amankona of Brekum Chelsea. So how is it that we are failing to have players who score consistently in the Ghana Premier League? Is it the level of coaching? Is it just about the players? I think these are the issues that need addressing from a broader perspective. And I am expecting that at the end of every season, there is a stakeholder engagement. It could be for the coaches in the GPL when they are summoned to come share their technical ideas as to how the season went, how they played the season, and why their team suffered inefficiencies, blah, blah, blah. Again, there should be a stakeholder deliberation forum that seeks to engage the thought of experts, connoisseurs of the game, on why we are struggling to find consistent goal scorers or credible goal poachers in our league. I think we have not really addressed the issue from that scientific point of view, and we have not found solutions to it. This is looking like an age-long problem because it is getting to a decade with us recording this. Did not just start this season. It did not start just last season. It will be more than 6 years old in terms of looking at players who consistently score goals for us and players that we lack in terms of how things were in previous times and how things are now. So that's a general problem. But back to the House of Folk bit, Didi Dramani also needs to find solutions. When is it that you don't have your attackers scoring? Then you need to have an equitable distribution of goals in the team. Good for House of Folk. They have 10 players who have scored for them so far this season. But it is just in single digits, just 2 players out of 10. So it means 8 players have scored a goal and not more for House of Folk this season. And I think when issues of struggling to score comes in, coaches will need to be innovative enough and devise means of scoring through set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. I think when it is that your team struggles to score from open play, you use the other alternatives to try and then remedy the situation or to make sure that you reduce the damage that this particular issue causes to your team. And I have not really seen it in the House of Folk team. If it is, it hasn't been consistent. House of Folk against Asante Kotoko, I think that's the last game that they scored in. I stand to be corrected. The last game that House of Folk scored in was against Kotoko, which they won by a goal to 0. After that game.
Yeah, then so in between Kotoko.
BBN Gold Stars.
Yes, so Gold Stars being the most recent one. So after Kotoko, where they scored in Kumasi, they didn't score against Chelsea, and then they scored against Gold Stars, and they didn't score against Holy Stars.
Exactly. So it means they've scored just 1 goal from open play in their last 5, and then 1 set piece goal from their last 5, which is 2 goals scored in their last 5 matches, and that is not good enough. So I think Didi needs to find a way out. Yes, last season they were having the same personnel, but last season they scored more goals than they are scoring this season.
Yeah.
So we need to find out how Ouattara was able to handle this issue, and maybe Didi can learn lessons from it and then use it to improve the team this time. Yes, House of Folk were defensively solid last season. They've been defensively solid this season. So I think they must consolidate their offensive performances last season in this season. And one way is to, if you don't score from open play, find a way to score from set plays. Now, for the young fan, you can't blame him that much. These are reactions that you expect from even old or adult football fans. So for the young fan, it's just pouring his heart out. But one way or the other, the club can find a way to appeal to them to understand the situations or the times that they are in. I think this is the moment where the playing body, the team, will need the supporters more than any time. You don't just need to show up when they are winning. You need to prove that you are behind the team in difficult times like this. And I believe that management knows what they have to do. Yesterday, I had conversations with some of their top officials, and they have something in mind, and they are actually planning something. I will not be surprised to see that they have actually initiated moves to try and then engage the supporters regarding this particular development. And even the young fan that was speaking, I will not be surprised to see something like that, an engagement sort of between whether the management or the playing body with that young fan who was speaking. I think they have something lined up, and let's just wait to see what actually comes out of it.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, you are very right on Hearts needing to react. I would be very pleased to see what kind of reaction they show or how they do to respond. But where they are on their home form table is so poor, so poor. 4 wins, 7 draws, and a loss. 6 goals scored, 3 conceded in 12 home games. So Hearts have scored 6 goals in 12 home games. Out of a possible 36 points from those 12 games, Hearts have picked up only 19. Only 19. In contrast, Gold Stars have done 32 points out of 36 at home. So Hearts clearly have a home problem. And Michael, I know we can't deal with hypothetical situations, right? But if Hearts had half their home form correct, they would be in the title mix, right? They would be pushing Midiama all the way for the title.
They would have been leading the table by 4 points. Yeah, hypothetically, if they had made the most out of their home games, even if you check their last 4 home matches, that gives you 12 points.
Yeah.
And in the same period, Midiama has been dropping points. So Hearts would have been comfortably sitting at top of the table. They would have been leading Midiama by 4 points and Gold Stars by 5 points.
Hearts dropping the ball heavily on this one. We'll see what Didi Dramani does. We'll see how they respond to this. You made an interesting point about the team's struggles. If you compare last season and this season, whereas last season they were scoring goals, this season they are not scoring goals. When you sit to analyze everything, is there any part of this problem that can be pointed to Didi Dramani? Not that he's negatively impacting the team. Is it something that he's doing that is robbing the team of something at the expense of another? Or because he's building a team that wants to, or he's trying to get them to be defensively solid, it's inadvertently blunted the attack? I don't know if you get my question.
I get it. And you see, you'd have to, if you want to break it down to that level, then we have to situate it in the proper context.
Yeah.
Do they create chances? Yes, they do. From open play, House of Folk do create like fairly a good amount of chances in games that they play in. But it is about the conversion. And some would have to do with coaching at the training grounds, and some would also have to do with the composure of the players. So one way or the other, you can't really fault Didi Dramani as responsible for the missed opportunities that House of Folk do get in games.
Yeah, that's true.
Others have also been refereeing decisions in games where House of Folk were denied very good opportunities to score, especially from the spot. There were games where I think they should have been awarded a penalty, particularly their game against Brecum Chelsea has deserved the penalty in that encounter. So you can also make a case with that. And then where I think Didi Dramani has to come in is that coaching is also about finding solutions.
Yeah.
You identify an issue or a problem with your side, and you try to address it with strategies, tactics, or formation. And I think one way to address the goal-scoring issue of Accra as a folk is to prioritize set pieces. And these are things that you coach during the training grounds, especially for their game against Asante Kotoko. The only goal of the game came from a set play. It wasn't from open play. So it means that House of Folk is trying to go that route. They have the men to do that. Baba Ademu scored in that game against Asante Kotoko. Oseye Sibe, Ali Mohammed, and the lot in the House of Folk team have showed that they have that prowess to dominate aerially from set plays. Okay, if we are struggling to score from open play, let's try to weaponize set plays and try to get a good number of them in matches. So in a game, if we are getting like 5 set pieces, free kicks, then we know that we are trying to score from it. And at the end of the day, it will help address the issue of failing to score very good number of goals from open play. And that is why I think I will find fault with Didi Dramani for his inability to address this issue. Because if you look at the goals that House of Folk have scored so far this season, not a lot of them have come from open play. Have come from set plays. I can count quite some number. Against Asante Kotoko in Kumasi, Baba Ademu. Against Brecum Chelsea at Brecum, a goal scored, I've forgotten the scorer, but it came from a corner kick. So I think they need to weaponize it. it is a reason Arsenal are top of the Premier League table. Set pieces have played a part in their success story so far this season. So I think Didi should start prioritizing that. Maybe he needs to have consistent sessions with the team during training grounds, and they can use it to address the issue as it stands now, before they think about having the opportunity to address the issue of personnel, because they lack the right personnel to try and convert chances from open play. If you have that deficit or handicap, you address it from the other point of view, especially when you have that kind of presence in your team to attack instances or offensive actions from set plays. And I think they need to weaponize it. It will help their issues.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Just to close out on this for our listeners, if you are wondering what the top scorers chart looks like, right, and how Hearts of Oak, where they sit in terms of the scorers charts, think about it. The very first Hearts of Oak player to appear on this season's scoring chart is Maoli Wayo, and he has 5 goals. So Hearts' top scorer this season is Maoli Wayo with 5. The next player is Hamza Issa with 4. So that tells you a lot about Hearts of Oak and their goal scoring problems and numbers this particular season. Ray,
you see, again, when you look at the numbers, you see, I didn't want to run to personnel. I didn't want to deal with the issue of personnel when I spoke earlier.
Yeah.
But since Michael has gone there, let's get into it. Now, you see, why I don't want to blame personnel is that, look, when you look at the away form table, Hearts of Oak, Hearts of Oak and Midiama are the teams that have scored the most goals away from home.
okay?
11.
11.
Okay. So the question you ask is, why is it that when Hearts of Oak go away, they're able to score goals? Why is that when Hearts of Oak go away, they're able to do the job, they're able to get points on the road?
Yeah.
But when they come home, they struggle to score. Because at home this season, they've scored only 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you now come to realize that, okay, then maybe there's something that affects Hearts of Oak, which we cannot put down to personnel, but we could put down to something else. Maybe pressure from the fans.
Maybe.
Or you understand? Because look, if I want to put it down to personnel, then if Hearts of Oak is struggling to score at home,
Sporty FM.
Hearts of Oak should equally struggle to score away from home.
Yeah.
But here's a situation where away from home, the numbers in the league, they scored the most goals away from home.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, you would have to look at it and say, well, the match venue, are they comfortable there? What is it with the other matters behind the scenes that seems to affect Hearts of Oak when they play at home? Because scoring just 6 goals, a record that is even, in fact, even 11 Wonders have a better goal scoring record at home than Hearts of Oak, which is worrying. You understand what I'm saying? So, you see, I don't want to put it down to personnel. Of course, we've not seen a lot of Hearts of Oak players score 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, but there could be issues more than just personnel. There could be other underlying factors that seem to be affecting Hearts of Oak when they play at home. Because look, the worst team in the league has even scored more goals at home than Hearts.
The worst home team. The worst team in the league, yes,
has scored more home goals than Hearts of Oak.
Goals than Hearts of Oak.
You know, it's troubling. So I think that beyond the personnel, there could be other issues affecting us. They started playing at Accra Sports Stadium. They said it was not good for them. They moved to Lagos. What really is the issue around playing at home? Because these are the games they play at home. Most of them are winnable games. You know, so I mean, you see, the Hearts of Oak conundrum is a very tricky one. You would struggle to understand why they do well away, they don't do well at home. It's the same team, same players, same coach, same instructions, same direction. Why? So I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It is. It really is a tough one. For Accra Hearts. We wait to see how they will respond to all of it. But Hearts are 17th on the home table, 1 win in their last 5, scored 6 goals at home, conceded 3. It's just not good for Accra Hearts. Now, to put things, to wrap it up nicely, let me give our listeners the next few games that Accra Hearts of Oak will be playing in the Ghana Premier League, right? Let me give them Hearts of Oak's coming fixtures. They've got 9 or so games left. So they go to Pando Heart of Lions, then they host All Blacks, then they host Young Apostles, then they go to Vision, then they host Karela, then they go to Nations, they host Ediana, they go to Samatex, and Hearts of Oak will close the season out against Mediama. Nobody knows what the context of the league will look or will be like by match day 34, but Hearts of Oak take on Mediama on match day 34. Could it be the game that determines who wins the league? We will find out. But Hearts have got important games ahead. Their next few games, they go to Pando, then they Pando Hearts of Lions, then they host Swedru All Blacks, they take on Young Apostles, and then they will play against Vision and then Karela in their next 5 games. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can send in your comments. We'll get into the Champions League chit-chat in a bit. But let me give you these 2 quick announcements. If you haven't bought your Polytank Sumo Super yet, you are missing out big time. Go and grab the Polytank Sumo Super in this Ghana month as we celebrate our heritage together. The Polytank Sumo Super is built with advanced multi-layer technology and reinforced for superior durability. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today, ask for Sumo Super, and save over 1,000 CDs. Polytank, the original. Polytank, always the best. Polytank, Papa Nankasa. Caution, beware of fraudsters. Polytank does not ask for Momo online. Now, if you have plans of going to watch the World Cup in the middle of the year, 90-year travel advisors and Venture G Travel are taking you to the World Cup. They are assisting you from visas to flights to hotel stays, match tickets, and everything in between. It's about careful planning. It's about trust. It's about reliable support from start to finish. Find them in Kanda on the Ablade Road, opposite the Mount Quest University. Call them on 059-125-8275 or 059-673-8545, or send them a WhatsApp message on their North American number 001-571-229-6900 to secure your place at the World Cup. 90-year travel advisors and Venture G Travel, your complete World Cup travel partner. Ray, as I'm reading this North American number, I just want to find out something. So if somebody has a number in the US, right? Yeah. How many digits are there?
Is it 12? I think 12 or 14, I don't know.
It's a very long number.
It's a long number.
I see.
But it's easy. When you meet an American and he's calling his number, it's so easy. Like, they are done.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Because I'm looking at this, for example. I know that the international dialing code is 001. That is gone. Yeah. But the rest of the number is 571-229-6900. When I count, it's 10.
So it's easy. It's easy this way. So 001, then the state code.
Ooh,
then the state code.
There's a state code.
Yeah, so there's a state code. Then the rest of the numbers would be, I think there's 3 and there's 4. So 7. So the first 3, so after the 001, the first will be the state code.
Oh, so in this case, 571.
Yeah, 571 is the state code. So let me see.
571. 229-6900.
Yes.
So if you are calling somebody and you are in a different state, you have to enter their state code?
No. I think, no, the numbers just, it comes with the state code. All of them come with the state code. Yeah. So you won't add the 001. So the 001 won't come back. Everyone. So that's a Virginia line.
Okay. So 571.
Yeah, 571.
571 is a Virginia line.
Yeah. So that's a Virginia line, and then the 7 numbers would be
229-6900.
Yeah. So it's 3 and 4, right?
Yes, 3 and 4.
Yeah, correct. So you do.
I see. Quite interesting.
No, but it's nice. So maybe Ashanti region will have their unique code. Accra would have their unique code, dialing code, like that. So because they have their own way. They have their own way of doing things, but it's state specific. So if you have a drive plate, it's customized for every state too.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you relocate to say Michigan, you have to switch. You have to change the plate to drive in Michigan within the Michigan rules and everything. You have to change your drive plate. So, you see, that is proper system for you, Nathan.
Okay.
Proper system. We are not doing SIM registration. If I walk in today and I walk into say AT&T and I buy a pay-as-you-go card, I buy it, I'm gone. They put everything on the particulars. I'm buying the plan. It's 50. If I'm buying a $50 plan for a month, I'm buying it for a month. If it's done, they cut you. Tomorrow that number can go to Baba.
Oh, okay.
You're off the plan. You're off. You don't want the number again. They've taken the number to give it to Baba. It's simple. No fraud matter. But they can find you. You get it? They can find you. If within that 1 month you want to engage in things, they'll find you.
They'll find you.
Oh, of course. That's why we are saying that, look, build a system that is foolproof. And then this, and I'm sending Momo, sending mommy back and things, Charlie, one day nobody has sent you anything. Let on their system, so. And look, what hurts me is that all our leaders have had the chance to see all of these things at first hand. Some of them have schooled in those systems. They've schooled with some of the people who created all those platforms. You get it? But why are we shortchanged? Why are we not trying to be at that level? It's worrying.
I see.
Technology has taken over everything.
Oh, yeah. That's a fact.
So if today we are not talking serious tech, you can. Why are you sitting in the comfort of your house, applying for a visa, only going to present your passport and take it? Why? You are doing it in the comfort of your home.
Yeah.
You are sitting in your home, you apply for a passport, but you see, everybody now says, come, physically, we have to examine your hands, your head, your everything. The system gotta get you. It's worrying. We are spending man hours
that's true.
chasing documents here and there. Oh, Charlie, they can dig it.
Should be able to do it.
Yeah. That's why,
That's why what? That's why what? That's why what?
I rest my case.
All right, let's open the phone line. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. We'll take a couple of calls and then we will talk about Champions League because the round of 16 is back. Tomorrow night, we are at the ANC corner. It's PSG taking on Chelsea. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But join us tomorrow as we go to ANC Corner for Midweek Champions League special. But you can call us 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. What do you make of all the things we've been discussing this morning? Let me take this caller. Hello?
Nathan.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, Charlie. I'm very fine. It's windy, Charlie. Very windy.
Hey, it's very windy where you are.
Yeah, Charlie. I'm on the road, so it's very windy.
Please take it easy.
Tell Raymond what you want to say. I want to complete it for him.
How do you know what he wants to say?
Oh, I know what he's got to say. So, we had a digital vice president.
Hey, you be careful, oh.
Why we through? If you don't know, you do fear.
Yo, anyway.
I want to complete time for him.
But how do you know that was what he was going to say?
Oh, I do like I get everything you want to talk.
Wow, look.
Only power. Chatawale number 2.
Yo, let
If it's true, it's what I know. This is really good vegetation. This thing, they think we don't get well for this country or what? Now everything then digital. Now everything be digital. If you don't have to go and queue. Charlie, after 69 years, we are still queuing for things. What kind of country is this? It's digital. Now they say Ghana card. Now Ghana card now we should go and queue again. Oh,
anyway, Emmanuel, please let's hear from you. Say what you have to say, and then
that's the other side. So I let this to allow some situation at the discipline committee. What was their result?
Dreams FC.
Yeah, Dreams FC.
I can't seem to. Okay, I don't have my record.
I don't know if Raymond can help me with that.
Okay, we'll find out. We'll dig through and find out what.
Because there was some chaos at the Tuba and this in them times, but there have not been any report on that.
Okay, we'll follow.
But their report was on people. You see this country. This country when it's happening, we don't. Sometimes when we talk we talk bad about the FA or something like that. But if you can deal with it, you see, this country, before this country will go on, because I saw the news on the media that something like you also happened at the Tuba against something like that.
Yeah, I also read that. I think it was Adriana's CEO was saying that somebody allegedly attacked him or something. So we'll have to follow up to see what is happening.
And what is the situation of that? What was the situation about that?
Well, so that one, nobody knows whether or not the disciplinary committee is looking into that case. So we'll have to wait and see. But we'll follow up for you. Okay.
Everybody should be treated equally in this country.
Yes.
Everybody should be treated equally in this country. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, Emmanuel. Thank you. 054-257-1061. Let's take a few calls, then we can do some Champions League chit-chat. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yes,
this is Eric calling from Asaiba.
Okay, Eric, please go ahead.
Oh, well, I want to talk about the F1.
Yes, talk about F1.
Yeah. Oh, last weekend, Mercedes won. Although it was a great race, and I like McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
Lando Norris. Yeah, Lando Norris is my guy, and I felt really surprised how when the race ended. It was like, all the talk was about Mercedes winning the championship and all that, while McLaren was the defending champion. It really informed me that the F1 can be really hard. You can be at top, then the next season you are down. But I feel it was really great how what I saw from Lando, holding this one, Max back. Max was at P20 when he got to pieces, but he was able to hold him back. Because I think this has been the key thing for Lando, not really being able to hold the pressure. And I feel he's gradually getting to that goal that he can hold off pressure and all that. And I think it's McLaren. And what I know is that Mercedes provides the engine for McLaren, right? So it means that McLaren is using the same engine as Mercedes is using. So if the engineers get to know the engine really well, I think Lando has a great chance of winning the championship this year too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And big shout out to Raymond too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's 18 minutes after 9. Give us a call, 054-257-1061. We'll take, how many more calls? We should take, that's about two more calls. Okay, all right. 054-257-1061. 257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hey, Mercy.
Yes.
I agree to you.
How do you respond?
Everything fine.
Everything fine.
Michael from America.
Michael, thank you so much for calling. On which floor are you working this morning?
Oh, today they the 4th floor.
You're on the 4th floor.
Yeah, Charlie. You know they hear the wind, no?
Not really, no. No. I mean, but anyway.
Charlie, it's a serious matter. You see, yesterday night they talk about something about the Ghana Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
He said you needed the videos the goal scorers, the highlights of the match after the weekend.
Yes.
You see, that is something that the English Premier League, they are doing right. You understand? Because at least after every weekend, maybe about 2-3 days, you see the highlights of the goals.
2-3 days. Michael, that same day, any match day after 9 p.m., every club's highlights is there.
That's normally when I see, because I normally watch those things. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, in England, the rule is that so if you play at 12, and let's say by 9 p.m. of the same day, no, it's after 9 p.m. So I think that's the point. After 9 p.m., all the clubs that played on a day. So if matches were played on Saturday 9 p.m. onwards, Man United highlights are there. Arsenal, all the teams that played on Saturday, their highlights are there. Same thing on Sunday.
Yeah, but then same cannot be said about the Ghana Premier League. And you can remember that one time Mo Shaban came to the studio and I called.
Yes.
And I told Mo Shaban that they should be doing it because it's going to entice fans to come to the stadium. Especially the goal that Emmanuel scored. This would be like it would be the turning point of the league. Because yesterday I watched the goal. It was classic.
It's a very good goal.
It was classic. The bending on the ball was challenging. So if we have these goals on maybe YouTube, Facebook, and other like social media handles, I mean, it's going to entice fans to come to the stadium. Then secondly, about the young fan who was speaking, Nathan, it shouldn't be. It's serious. It's a serious matter because these are the people who will be coming to the stadium few years to come. We like this. We are not interested in the league again because they didn't do anything proper so that we can go to the stadium.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if these people are losing interest in the Ghana Premier League, when he goes to school, he's going to tell his colleagues that Charlie has then gradually you are losing the fans.
True.
You see, the elderly people will be going. The elderly people will be getting old.
And they are no
credit. So, now we bought 4 whole months. Now we to me and pay back. Who is in there? No. To me, so good. Home, no, I was saying, I won't say good. None can more fans in the stadium. A young fan, boy, maybe he's less than maybe 12 years.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's less than 12. I'm sure he's younger than 12.
So right now you are making him lose interest in your team. It doesn't know that catcher now was Charlie, if you go and tell your parents to bring you to the stadium. You understand? They shouldn't take it lightly. It's a very serious matter. It's a very serious matter. I mean, the House of Folk management and the board, they should look for this guy and make him an ambassador. It's a serious thing. They shouldn't take it lightly because these are the people who are going to come to the studio. Because
Michael, I said Papa now because I have to cry. Immortal says it all the time. They be Immortal can't ask him. We say, oh, yeah, no, there. After you're free, so I'm going to go.
Let me ask you right now. We might pay for if money then Chelsea they play. Then maybe House of Folk and business play. You tell me, you need a young cat out the amount to my young cat out if it's free gate and free drinks at a craft or the stadium, and you get married, then maybe you hold your car for the young cat.
I get you.
So yeah, I'm saying let me there. I know that you'll be following the Ghana Premier League because it's your job. No kind of you are following because that interest because you see like some people will go to the match centers because of the excitement, even after before the game, during and after. But then if this young fan, you are giving an ultimatum, if you don't win the game as a friend, you won't come to the stadium now. And you're very serious. More than third world war.
You are very right. The GFA and the club shouldn't joke with these things. They shouldn't say that, it's a little boy who is talking. He's actually saying something very serious.
When Guardiola won the treble, you saw the guy who had an interview with him in the car. It is that guy swimming in the water. This will engage these people. so that they have interest in the league.
True. You are so right. You are so right.
Because I don't mean the wow. If you fall in my George Parker from Kuduku. Hey, my you 5 goals.
Hamza is at 4.
4. Now, I'm top scorer. When I 3 goals.
Oh no, I'm top scorer. When I check the charts, Peter Amidoakwa has 4. Morifin Donzo 4.
Wow, shit. Quadrillion.
Thank you so much. Let's take our final caller. Time check is 9:24. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can send us your WhatsApp messages 054-257-1061. You know, this thing that Immortal has been seeing every day. Today, Michael has repeated it. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, this time. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Ellie from Sprinters.
Ellie, please go ahead.
Some time ago, I made a call. I told you guys that if I have my chance, like local league, Coach Sefa, I don't know. Sometimes I fall for him.
Oh, why?
Because they are
they are really trying. Yes, it's true.
They are really trying, but the people running the affairs of the football, they are not doing anything. See, these are the Sun Productions. They gave people a contract to sign, give us highlights of the local league and everything. People have taken they've signed the contract, taking the money, and they are not doing what they are supposed to do. And the GFA is there watching them. What do you expect me to do? I support Liverpool. I have 2 boys. Immediately I'm going to watch Liverpool match, they all follow me. They all have Liverpool disease. You see, it has been inculcated into them. Mm-hmm. So they'll go supporting Liverpool.
Yeah.
You see? But here is the case. You guys, the people behind the football don't to make the football attractive for us to watch. Common highlights they cannot give us. They'll be playing Ghana Premier League match, and TV3 will change the thing and be showing talented kids. Excuse my language, that's the stupidity of the highest degree. You sign a contract to show match. You are showing Ghana in between the game after halftime, or then you cut the broadcast, and you are going to show talented kids. Is it reasonable? Is it sensible? Which jurisdiction? You go to UK, the Sky Sports, you cut Premier League and be showing this thing, reality show. No. You see, so sometimes and GFA will be sitting there.
I get you totally, because I even complained to my colleagues because this was the Super Clash. After the game ended, I said I was going to drink water and come and watch post-game analysis. When I came back, there was a different thing on the screen.
They are showing talented kids. And you have, and they are not working on that. You have. So I mean, sometimes I don't waste my time on the local league anymore, my brother. So when I see you go trying, I listen to the local radio today, trying to get a local league, I feel for you, the journalists and Coach Sefa and those people who are passionate about the local league. But the people running the local league, they are not serious. They don't want the league to grow. I'm telling you that somebody who went to study in University of Liverpool. Do you think that Ketokreku doesn't know the problems of Ghana football? Tell me the difference between Ketokreku and Kwesi Nyantakyi. Somebody should just give me the difference between the two of them. They are all the same. We are not any difference. Then one person will be trying to massage his was organized, and we know we like video people, so you have some people following if you see the number of money that goes into DFA and the output they give us, somebody said that we are chewing the bone while other people are eating the raw food on the table. They just give us the bones. You see, they don't want the local league to grow. See, House of Folk as a big brand like House of Folk. And so more, you have to take a 10-year or 8-year-old child to tell you that if you don't score, will not come. Will come and watch your match again. And you expect me here, and other person for my 2 boys to support every local club. No, they will support Liverpool. Because one day, I want to take them to Anfield so that they will go and get that experience.
Yeah.
They will not sit here. I cannot take them to Accra Sports Stadium. What are they going to experience over there? You see? So we are not preparing the younger generation for the future. Yeah. I think the time is coming. No, you will not see any child supporting us for I'm telling you.
True.
In the next 20, 30 years, you later, as you are there, your children will come and support Man United, Man City, Real Madrid, Barcelona. All of us, our children will support the foreign club. Because when I'm there, after Liverpool match, I watch the highlights with my boys. Sometimes if I don't get a chance to watch the Liverpool match, by 9-10 p.m. the highlights are out.
Yeah.
In the morning, I can show you them. Oh, how much did this score? They watch the highlights. Sometimes it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes highlights.
Yeah.
They have a feel of the game. But you have a local club that even they don't have website, they don't have a Twitter handle, social media account to be posting highlights and all this. Tell me that a Nations FC, do they have any better social media to be the guy who scored that wonderful goal?
No. Strangely enough, I mean, they have a YouTube. So that was where I saw the Ano goal yesterday morning.
YouTube is not alone. You're a big club, Nations FC. You should have Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere.
You see, the point that I agree with you. They do, but they are not active, and they don't. Even their YouTube channel, they don't make noise.
The young guys, we have so many people graduated here with computer science degrees in computer science. So many people go to Ghana Telecom University, go all the events are doing IT. Young boys are in the house doing nothing. Take them, employ them. Every second you're refreshing your site. Every second you're refreshing your site.
Yeah.
If someone is going to drink water, it will be there. There's one club that we support. If Liverpool training is there, I watch the Liverpool training. It will be better for me to watch Liverpool training than to go and watch locally. If the place are playing tomorrow, as we have a Champions League, like yesterday, I watched the Liverpool training.
Yeah, you watched
That's
the
what
training.
I want to know, that Alison Becker pulled out of the training for something uncovered. Yes, I watched the Liverpool training. That's what I want to know, that Alison Becker got injured.
Yeah.
How will you know that Bertrand Asari got injured or Ambassador got injured? How will you know?
Yeah.
Unless you call the PRO of House of Hope, they'll be running from one radio to another. What are we doing? We are in 2026 for Christ's sake. We are doing things in Tanzania. Countries that have bypassed it. I trying to tell that Tanzania is better than Ghana. See Zambian League, Power Dynamos. You go to social media and see their social media followers and compare it to Hassan Kotoko. We all control to live in mediocrity. And Ghana is a football nation. Well, what if Simba and Young Africans are playing football? That their super clash is bigger than Hassan Kotoko right now. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you see the money they generate, the euphoria. So me, you are trying to. If I see people talking about the local league, come to the studio every Monday, every Friday to preview and to review. I admire that man so much. Father, you are trying, but your efforts will be in vain because the people write the football, they are not serious for the game.
Well,
thank you so much. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much, Ellie. 9:31. Okay, let's talk about the Champions League now. The Champions League. Europe's best teams have gathered. Tonight, the round of 16 takes place, and it's part 1 tonight. There's part 2 on Wednesday. And you know the situation. If you don't win, you are going home. There's no second chance. 2 legs to determine teams that will make it to the quarter finals. The matches for today: Galatasaray taking on Liverpool. That's at 5:45. The 8 p.m. bonanzas: Atalanta versus Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham Hotspur, and Newcastle versus FC Barcelona. FCB, Club Football Barcelona. I don't know where we should begin. Michael Asaibedu is on. Michael, I'm sure you heard the callers, right? Lots of them. You can tell the pain and stress in their voice when they look at the Ghana Premier League and the fact that they really want it to be better than it is.
Well, I think they also have a part to play in it. Because I feel most of the things that are wrong with our clubs can be addressed with suggestions like the ones pouring in from them. And I also feel, to an extent, these clubs run with money. If these supporters are not going to the stadium, but will prefer to sit at home and watch matches on their screens, then the clubs are not generating enough money. I remember that caller who was saying you can employ a lot of computer science graduates from the university so that they can come and manage their respective social media handles. All these things are done with money. Like in Chi, we say, if you don't come to the stadium, if you don't patronize their products, then definitely they are not generating enough money to do some of these things. I agree. Some of these clubs, basically, their thinking and everything is very archaic. It is not in line with the modern trends of football administration. I agree. A lot of our clubs are. But again, the fundamental problem that is plaguing our game is not enough money or investment in the sector. And that is one problem. that we have to address.
Yeah.
Fans contribute money to help Liverpool in good times, in bad times. Supporters contribute money to support Manchester United. And let's not forget, this thing or this video of the disgruntled young Hohoe fan, there was a viral video of a young Manchester United fan who were saying that the players were substandard.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it is not novel. It has happened. But again, when it happened to Manchester United, it did not stop the fans from patronizing the club's services and products.
Michael, but I guess I mean I agree with you completely, but when I look at it from a consumer's perspective, I guess it's a matter of what is it that is on offer for me to come and enjoy. I think that most people go to watch football in the West, one because of the football, two for the whole 360 experience, right? A lovely facility. If it's halftime, I can go and enjoy a beer. Everything is really nice. So going to the stadium is fun. And that's why I will keep going back, because I love the club. That is at the base of it. But when I think of it as a consumer, I get my money's worth. A nice seat, good refreshment, everything is in order, security is great. I can take my kids and they'll have a swell time. But most people want to do that here, and it doesn't. It's almost non-existent. So I agree with you.
Again, it's about the purchasing power. How much are we paying for tickets? Because not everybody enjoys the hospitality service.
That's also true. That's true.
When they go to Old Trafford, you pay for it.
That's true.
Are supporters in a position to pay for such? Because here, even when you charge 20 cedis, you have a supporter who will come and tell you it is too much. And again, they will tell you, you need a club next year. Free. So you see, there are a lot of issues. Anyway. I don't want to just spin it to the supporters, but I'm also explaining that in everything that they said, they are absolutely right. But if our football will stand firm on its feet, and then we'll be great again, they also have a very crucial role to play.
That is also very true.
Because we need to reorient the mindset of the modern day Ghanaian football fan. It needs reorienting. There needs to be a rewiring of the mindset of a lot of the local football fans. Trust me.
True. I agree with you 100%. Anyway,
our problems are multifaceted.
Yeah.
I agree with them. They are absolutely right. They are spot on. They have every right to criticize everything that is wrong in our game. But I end with this. If our game will stand firm on its feet, they also need to play their part well.
Well, that is very true. I guess we can have this conversation on another day. Let's talk about Europe's elite, the Champions League. Interesting games tonight. Tomorrow we'll preview tomorrow's games, but let's look at this. And selection of games, interesting. Galatasaray versus Liverpool, starting as of at 5:45. Liverpool going to Turkey into the cauldron. Atalanta welcome Bayern Munich to their, what's the name of their ground? Is it the New Balance Stadium or... Yes. Atletico are welcoming Tottenham Hotspur to the Metropolitano, and they welcome their recently, up until recently, their old employee, Conor Gallagher. And then Newcastle and Barcelona rekindled their meeting from the group stage and from 1997. Michael, I don't know which of the games you want to start with first, but the ball is in your court.
I think if you carefully study this lineup for the quarterfinals of the Champions League, there is one
round of 16
theme. A round of 16, sorry. There's one running theme of revenge or repeat.
Yeah.
So like Galatasaray, Liverpool, it is a mission of revenge or repeat. Galatasaray repeating what they did to Liverpool in the league phase when they won by a goal to 0. And then Liverpool getting revenge like they did against Wolves in the Cup. And then again, if you look through tomorrow's games, it also runs along a similar line. Even in the case of Bayern Munich and then Atlanta, there is a score to settle for Bayern Munich, who are representing Germany. Atlanta is responsible for one German representative failing to qualify in Borussia Dortmund. And so Bayern are in there to revenge on behalf of Germany. So clearly, it makes it all exciting and interesting. But I think Galatasaray Liverpool is special for various reasons. The form of Galatasaray at home, they have been on a remarkable run. They defeated Juventus, an European, I would say, a very well-known team in European football. They beat them fair and square at the Rams Park by 5-2. And it's actually a result that played a part in Galatasaray's qualification to this stage of the competition. And if you check, they are unbeaten in their last 10 home European matches for Galatasaray. They've drawn 4, they've won 6. And then they've just suffered 2 defeats in their last 46 home matches in all competitions. So it points towards the fact that they might not be your favorite team to win the competition, but they need to get the job done. And in getting the job done, they have made it to the round of 16 for the first time since 2013-2014. And partly responsible for this particular feat Galatasaray has chalked is their home form. In their worst moment, they draw inspiration from their fans and try to engineer a result against their opponents that they face. And so I think that factor would play to Galatasaray's advantage too. They are playing a Liverpool team who you can't actually pinpoint that they've turned around the corner. And so they are that formidable Liverpool side we knew last season. Liverpool can be very good today, and the next day they are a different team entirely. But I want to believe that Liverpool might have learned lessons from that league phase game against Galatasaray and then improved on it. Because if you judge by how Liverpool played the remaining matches of their Champions League encounters, they mastered or they found a way to win. And it could tell in some of the results they got in the Champions League. They beat Marseille 3-0. That was away from home. They beat Inter Milan 1-0. That was away from home. They beat Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1. So in their last 3 away games after that Galatasaray defeat, they conceded just a goal, and then they scored loads of goals as well. So I think Liverpool have learned how to cope in such environments. And so going back to the Rams Park, they are going to prove to Galatasaray that they were taught a better lesson, but they are back with that experience and they want to be better. And it sets up the tie as an exciting one. One major blow for Liverpool is the absence of Alisson Becker. And it's for 2 reasons. He's been a consistent goalkeeper for them. So familiarity, rhythm. If he's in the goalpost, he plays a crucial part in their build-up and also helps with the shots saving bit. His absence means Georgi Mamadashvili has to step up and then be the starting goalkeeper. And he's been one that has been sparingly used throughout the season. So he comes in feeling a bit jittery, and then he comes in at the time where Liverpool, even with Alisson Becker, have defensive issues. And I think it is one area that Galatasaray can capitalize on. If you watch Galatasaray versus Juventus, the pressing of Victor Osimhen, for instance, it was very crucial in destabilizing the Juventus build-up and forcing some of the goals that were scored on the night. If Galatasaray are able to apply that level of pressure in the forward positions to disrupt Liverpool's build-up, it could actually affect them. But I think on paper, Liverpool are favourites. Galatasaray have a solid home form. It is going to shape up to be an exciting game in a very tense or intense atmosphere. But I am tipping Liverpool to learn from their lessons, and the worst for them will be a draw in this game.
Okay. I will say that the biggest source of concern you did mention is the fact that Alisson Becker is not in the team. Mamadashvili is a very good goalkeeper, but I don't think he gives Liverpool the kind of confidence and calmness Alisson gives in post. So let's see how Liverpool's backline will handle that. Virgil van Dijk and Konate will have to figure out how to marshal that backline and help Liverpool through this one. And I also like to see how they deal with the intense energy of Victor Osimhen, how they handle Victor Osimhen and what he does in terms of disrupting their press, the pressure he can give, his presence and the kind of commotion he could cause to the Liverpool backline. We'll see. It sets up to be a very, very interesting one. It's the first game of the evening. Then you've got Atalanta and Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid and Tottenham Hotspur, and Newcastle versus Barcelona. For Newcastle, it will be the second time they are welcoming Barcelona to the St. James's Park. The last time, it was the Marcus Rashford show. But this time, they have to do it over 2 legs. They play now and then go to the Spotify Camp Nou in a week or 2 weeks or so. Michael, thoughts on this? We saw Newcastle in the last 2 games, a spirited win over Man United, a win based on character, resilience, and the determination not to lose. And then they fell to Manchester City, who just had too much quality for them in that FA Cup game. For the 3rd time in as many days, they returned to St. James's Park, but this time it is Barcelona who are coming to town.
Yep, and I think a lot has been extracted from this Newcastle United team in terms of energy. In their last 3 games, for instance, they played a grueling game against Everton, which they lost at home. Then the Manchester United game, which was a 2-1 win, but again, they had to expend a lot of energy. Then in the Manchester City game as well, they needed to prove a point, race to an early lead, but City had to claw back and eventually win that game by 3-1. So Newcastle have actually spent a lot in terms of energy in their last games that they've played. But the good thing is that they have all been matches they've played at the St. James Park. So I think it kind of helped them to build momentum for this encounter. Against Man City in the FA Cup, it was at St. James, Man U St. James, Everton St. James. So they can build on that and then welcome Barcelona. 2, Eddie Howe gets to play Barcelona for the 2nd time this season. And it gives him a fair knowledge about this Barcelona team. I think Newcastle have a special way of opening matches at the St. James Park. It is about the chaos. It's about what they bring to the party, causing some kind of disruption or disturbance in the opponent's area. If the opponent is able to weather the storm and then hold on, they will likely bounce back after 30 minutes. So if you check the map in assessing team performances and using time zones, Newcastle's period of dominance is from the 1st to the 30th minute in their home games, and then from the 70th to the 90th minute. So they have 2 phases in both the first half and the second half for proving that they need to get something out of this home match that they are playing. And Barcelona, I think, know this all too well. In the first game, I think the control of someone like Frankie de Jong and then Pedri helped Barcelona a lot. With Frankie de Jong being absent from this game, it comes back to just Pedri, and then one of Marc Bernal or Casado will play with him in the middle. I don't think they give that kind of assurance and then that kind of control like Frankie de Jong will bring to the party. So it makes the job very tough for Pedri. I think if he was pairing with a Frankie de Jong, the two have some kind of synergy, and then they know how to control things in a manner that it will help Barcelona, because clearly Newcastle is a transitional team. They thrive in attacking the channels on the left or the right because their biggest threat is their wing attackers. Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes, you have Anthony Elanga. They thrive on speed. So they don't need a lot of possession to do damage. They just need transitions, quick ones, direct balls to attack. So if Barca have control, it means it is restricting Newcastle to a level that they will not really enjoy their transitional play. Because control means Barca sets the tempo and have a lot of the possession. But in this case, I want to see how Barca cope with that approach without Frankie de Jong. And I want to see who pairs Pedri in the middle. I think it will be very important to how Barcelona's approach will be in this match. On the part of Newcastle, without Bruno Guimaraes, they lose a leader and a fighter in the middle. Because to wrestle that control from Barcelona, to force those mistakes from Barcelona, you will need combative midfielders in the middle. And minus Bruno Guimaraes and also Luis Miley, it restricts the options available to Eddie Howe in the middle. He will be just restricted to Joel Linton, Joe Willock, and to understand Jacob Ramsey and Sandro Tonali. And I don't really see a typical Bruno Guimaraes character in all these players but one, Sandro Tonali. But it is best if you have Tonali and Guimaraes on the field. If it is just one, it is similar to how I explained the Barca Frenkie de Jong Pedri bit.
Yeah.
So Barca will miss out on the control that Frenkie de Jong has to Pedri, and Newcastle will miss out on the fight that Bruno Guimaraes brings to their midfield to support the likes of Joelinton and then also Sandro Tonali. So the two teams have midfield handicaps. Then in terms of the attacks, they are similar. But again, as I said, the Newcastle players don't need typical aesthetic supply. We hold on to the ball, play through passes. What they need is a direct supplies of the ball. And can Barca block the channels? I don't think so. How Barcelona play and how Newcastle play entirely different. And one of Barca's Achilles heels is their left back and their right back in terms of defending. They are mostly caught because they join the attack. And so they are mostly caught up front, and then opponents can counter-attack them. If they're able to beat their offside trap, then it's good to go. So Newcastle will need to force errors from the Barca players in either the midfield positions or in their own area. And then Barcelona need to also force Newcastle from trying to build up from the back or going direct. So I think it is about the energy that each side will bring to the party, and it will be about how effective each other's press will be. If Newcastle are able to disrupt Barcelona's control and then inject chaos into this game, I think they will have a very good say. If they fail that, I see Barcelona controlling this match and then dominating and winning eventually. So it sets up to be an exciting encounter, but I won't rule it past both teams scoring in this game, and then I won't rule it past seeing 2 or more goals in this encounter.
Well, sounds like fun stuff tonight as Newcastle welcome Barcelona. Michael, let's wrap it up with a game that I find particularly interesting. Atletico Madrid taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs are reeling heavily under the pressure of what some people call a relegation battle in England. But in Europe, I mean, it seemed to be going well. Now they have to take on Atletico Madrid, fresh off getting through to the Copa del Rey final. We saw what Atletico could do in cup games. They take on Tottenham Hotspur tonight. That's Igor Tudor has a lot of work on his hands.
Definitely, and he looks like he is the wrong man at this point in time to rescue Spurs and whatever is wrong with their domestic campaign. And yes, their form in the Champions League has been very different. You would have to give it to them. But I think they are in a really bad place as it stands now. They have failed to pick a point from their last 5 matches, and the last time they actually won a game was in the Champions League away at Eintracht Frankfurt. But you compare Eintracht Frankfurt to Atletico Madrid, and it's different gravy. I think Atletico will also want to atone for the last time they went out at the round of 16 stage in the Champions League, and they want to make a case. They want to make a point. I think Spurs have not really faced any tougher opponent so far in the Champions League than Atletico, because they played against Slavia Prague. I think the only credible opponent they faced during the campaign was against Paris Saint-Germain, where they lost that game by 5 goals to 3. But against FC Copenhagen, against Monaco, against Eintracht Frankfurt, Slavia Prague, Borussia Dortmund, these are not your typical Champions League teams who you expect to bring trouble to them. So I dare say that they were favored by the lack of the draw in the league phase. Now reality stares them right in the face. They have to play a credible Champions League team, and they need to prove that they have the right mentality. I don't doubt their personnel, although they have a lot of injury worries, but they still have a good or a decent team enough that if the coaching is right, and if the application is also right, they should be able to deliver a performance that can stand Atletico Madrid. There's an Atletico team that lost to Bodo Glimt at home in the Champions League. But I doubt Spurs that they will have the right mindset and the right character. And I think that is where the issue will be. Atletico will take the game to them. They want to prove that they are definitely better than Spurs are. But Spurs will need to respond equally. And I don't think there can be any response from them, because Igor Tudor does not seem to have bought into the players, and then he's not really won them over. His initial comments when he took charge was trying to portray the players as not serious. And a lot of these professionals don't take these things too well.
Yeah.
And the reaction you get from them will be that they don't really care. They are nonchalant. So what happens is you are the coach, try and then figure something out. There are instances where coaches win over players and then the players lay down their lives for them. Like Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea when he came. He protected the Chelsea players. So there was that general consensus that let's also kill ourselves figuratively for the coach. And it played out. It played out in a manner where Chelsea eventually won the Champions League. I have not seen such a reaction from the Spurs players towards Igor Tudor. So on a night like this, I don't think the players will put their bodies on the line to rescue themselves and then their manager. They are at a very bad place, and I don't see them getting out. I am tipping Atletico to win against Tottenham Hotspur.
Tough times for Tottenham Hotspur as they host or as they go to Atletico Madrid later this evening. The final game, Bayern Munich versus Atalanta. Michael, just snappy thoughts on that. Bayern Munich are traveling to Italy to face Atalanta.
Palladino has recovered Atlanta's start to the campaign, but I don't think they have enough to stand against the might of Bayern Munich, and then the expert coaching of Vincent Kompany. And then again, in terms of personnel, Luis Diaz, definitely, he is my signing of the season, judging by his impact in the Bayern Munich team. And then Bayern has one of the best left-footed playmakers in the game in Michael Olise. Harry Kane is returning. I think Bayern have more than enough than Atlanta can cope with. I am tipping Bayern Munich to win.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. All the games are happening later today. 5:45, Galatasaray v Liverpool. 8 p.m. Atalanta Bayern Munich. 8 p.m. Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham Hotspur, and 8 p.m. Newcastle versus Barcelona. That should be fun. Michael, is there any one your full attention will be on, or you'll be moving from game to game?
I think I'll do Galatasaray Liverpool, and then for the 8 p.m. game, it will definitely be Newcastle versus Barcelona.
Well, interesting picks. Interesting picks. I think they are all good games. We'll see how it goes. Ray, do you have any comments?
No, I think Michael has done justice to them.
Are there any special games you'll be watching this evening?
Oh, well, I'm interested in what happens in that game between Bayern Munich and Atalanta, and then Barcelona and Newcastle. These are two teams that seem to entertain us a lot. They score lots of goals. They have lots of goals in them, and I'm expecting these games to produce lots of goals tonight.
Okay.
For Tottenham Hotspur, I don't think they'll survive against Atletico Madrid. For Liverpool, Galatasaray, it's a very tricky game, potential banana skin, but looking at Gala and the form they are in at the moment, they beat Besiktas over the weekend, so a bit of confidence around them. Liverpool, they came back to winning ways against Wolves. Should be an interesting one. Both teams should get a few goals in there, but I'm interested in what the high scorers, Bayern Munich and Barcelona, do tonight.
All right, we'll see how it goes. The Champions League will form a key part of European nights this evening, so join us on Sporty FM. Tomorrow, though, we are out of the studio. Tomorrow night, we are going to the ANC corner to give you the big ones. Real Madrid, Man City, and then PSG, Chelsea. We'll have our eyes on the two games, and then we'll bring you updates on all of that. Thank you so much for joining. This has been the Sporty Breakfast. That's how I wrap it up this morning. Let me thank Michael. Michael, thank you so much. We'll catch up later, and enjoy your day. All right. We'll catch. Yes. We'll catch up with Michael later. Many shouts to Raymond Yamado. He did this with me. Many shouts to my production team, Immortal, Angela, Nanekia, and Abigail. Nana Kwame brought you Sporty News Extra. Fly was the power behind the stream and the socials and all with his team. My DJ Fidelis, many thanks to you, and to the technical guys, Biggie and his tribe. Thank you so much. Many